4 ways how kindness will ruin your life. There's a kind of kindness that destroys more than it heals. A kindness that bends so far, it breaks us. We've all been taught to be kind, told that it's a virtue, that it will open doors and hearts. But what they didn't tell us is that misplaced kindness is a form of silent self-betrayal. 1. When kindness becomes a cage. You silence your voice to keep the peace. You carry burdens that don't belong to you. And you smile, even when the weight is crushing you. Why? Because you were taught that being kind means never saying no, that it means being available, agreeable, and soft. But Epictetus warned us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Real improvement, the kind that leads to inner peace, requires friction. It requires the courage to disappoint others in order to remain true to yourself. The world will test your boundaries. It will see how far your kindness will stretch before you snap. And if you let it, you will become a slave to the expectations of others, sacrificing your time, your energy, even your dignity, just to keep everyone else comfortable. That's not kindness. That's a slow, quiet suicide. 2. When kindness shields cowardice. There are moments when you feel something is wrong, when someone crosses a line, disrespects you, drains you, but you say nothing. You dress your silence as virtue. You tell yourself, it's not worth it, or I'm just being the bigger person. But inside, resentment grows like rot. Seneca said, a good character, when established, is not easily overthrown. But when your kindness is rooted in fear, fear of confrontation, fear of rejection, fear of not being liked, it's not a virtue, it's a vice in disguise, a weakness wearing a mask of nobility. You think you're keeping the peace, but you're only avoiding the storm, one that will eventually erupt inside of you, because no one is coming to protect your peace. No one will set your boundaries for you. You must be the guardian of your soul. 3. When kindness makes you blind to manipulation. There are people who thrive on your softness. They test you, not once, not twice, but constantly. They chip away at your time, your peace, and your trust, until there's nothing left but the hollow shell of someone who once had boundaries. Why? Because you let them. Because you believed that being kind meant giving them the benefit of the doubt. Over and over again. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy, but he never said to tolerate them. True strength lies not in absorbing every insult, every betrayal, every draining conversation, but in recognizing when your kindness is being weaponized against you. When someone repeatedly disrespects your values and you continue to give them your energy, your attention, your forgiveness, you're not being kind, you're being consumed. And there's nothing virtuous about being devoured. The wise man sees manipulation for what it is, a test of his inner citadel. He does not lash out, he does not plead, he simply withdraws. With calm eyes and an unshakable spirit, he lets go, because detachment isn't cold, it's clarity, and sometimes the kindest thing you can do is walk away. 4. When kindness makes you a slave to validation. There's a hidden cost to being seen as the nice one. The world starts expecting you to say yes, to smile, to never disappoint, and so you start bending, not out of compassion, but out of fear. Fear of being disliked, fear of not being enough. Seneca warned us, he who seeks the applause of others has all his happiness in another's keeping. If your kindness is just a mask to earn affection, you've already lost control of yourself. You'll keep feeding everyone else's comfort while starving your own soul. You'll betray your truth to keep the peace, and that is the worst kind of war, the one where your enemy lives within you. Kindness is a gift, but if it's driven by the desire to be liked, it becomes a leash, And no man is free while he's chained to approval. So now you know. Kindness isn't always pure. It can be a virtue or a silent weapon turned against you, but the choice has always been yours. Protect your energy, guard your silence, and give only what doesn't cost your soul. Because in a world that feeds on weakness, your discipline is your shield.